want to talk about condition though, because if you're selling today, you're in what I call a combination of a price war and a beauty contest at the same time. You know, you heard my opinion about price and what you need to do to price your home aggressively to get buyers interested in it today, based on all the economic data, based on the stats, based on the things going on in our real estate market. Now, that is how you can handle price. Condition, you need to be one of the best conditioned. So not only do you need to be great priced, but you need to be best conditioned. If there's 10 homes in the neighborhood and 1 or 2 are going to sell over the next month, you've got to be 1 or 2 that look like the best deal to get the at-bats. Constantly, I'm seeing homes out there that are the 5th and the 6th and the 7th on price and condition, and then they're wondering why they're not getting any attention. It's because they didn't look at the competition. You can't look backwards when you're selling today. And when I say look backwards, what your neighbor sold for 6 months or a year ago is irrelevant. It doesn't matter anymore. You can't look backwards. You have to look at the competition. What's within a half mile of you? What are you competing with? What are those homes priced at? What are the concessions that they're offering? And you've got to be willing to be aggressive. That is just the market that we're in. So when it comes to condition, you've got to eliminate a lot of the things that would cause a consumer not to want to buy your house. Some of the cosmetic things that you could skimp on in years past. Maybe you pressure washing the driveway or the house, or repainting the front door, or freshening up the mulch and the landscaping. A lot of inexpensive things can be done to make your home look better, and you've got to go the extra mile and put forth that effort. That doesn't mean you need to massively renovate your house, but you need to put in the sweat equity or spend a little bit of money to make your home stand out. So again, it's got to be one of the best priced and best conditioned. So if there are obvious condition issues, you need to address them. If there are things that are going to pop up in an inspection, they're going to end up costing you more later. Spend the money now. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you've got something that you know is wrong and needs addressed. Maybe it's $1,000. Here's what ends up happening. When you go into contract with a buyer and the inspector finds something wrong, the inspector is going to word that in a way. It's going to make the buyer think that the house is going to burn down and it's going to be chaos. It's going to be worded in a way that's going to scare the buyer. The buyer isn't going to know what that thing costs, and they're going to ask for some stupid amount of money. And then they're going to use that to hold over you while you're in the process of trying to buy your next house. And they're going to ask for more money than it would cost to cure it. Cure it now if you can. If you know something is wrong, don't wait to let them find it in the inspection. Guess what? They're going to find it. And then that item that you could have cured for $1,000, they're going to say, oh, it's $2,500. Or their contractor is going to give them some stupid number. Or they're just going to leverage. They know they have leverage. They know that you're out there looking at homes. They know that you don't want to put your house back on the market. They know you don't want to have more days on market. They know you don't want to have to tell the next customer that it fell apart on inspections. So they ask for more money. Bulletproof your home sale by taking care of condition items up front so that you don't have to later on, especially cosmetic stuff. And people say things like, well, pressure washing's cosmetic. No one's going to notice that in inspection. That's not even going to be an issue. So I don't want to do that. That's what customers say. Problem is when they see like the driveway's not pressure washed, or the house doesn't look clean, or there's not fresh mulch, their immediate impression when they walk up to your house is that it's not taken care of. So they're going to be less likely to buy it because they're going to think there's more things wrong with it. Well, if they didn't pressure wash their driveway before they put the house on the market, are they servicing the AC? Have they taken care of electric issues? Is there a roof leak that we don't know about? Because if they're not taking care of the outside, there's probably stuff we can't see they're not taking care of. That's the assumption customers are going to make. So sellers, you've got to have an aggressive price and you've got to address your condition issues. Next thing I want to talk about is if you take your house off the market. I know there are sellers out there, and we deal with this all the time too, the seller that wants their house on the market tomorrow. I want it on the market tomorrow. I need it on the market tomorrow because they want to check off a box. It's got to go on the market. You want to put it on the market right. When we get rushed, throw a house on the market, people want it to be done sloppy. They want photos taken on a rainy day. They want it thrown out there. Do you want it done or do you want it done right? Customers, you're hiring a marketer. They need to put a plan in place. They have syndication. They have places they have to send the listing. They have websites that pull data. They've got to edit the photos and the video. They need to do a study, a demographic study to determine where they're going to advertise this on social media. They've got to read the copy and have multiple people look at it. They've got to run it through AI. They've got to look at the property disclosure. There's a lot of things that goes on to putting a home on the market. It's not just you take a photo and you slap that stuff up on MLS. That's what sellers sometimes want. That's just a poor strategy. So sellers, let the agent do their job. Chill out. A few days of them doing it right, is going to be way better than them slopping it up there because you're impatient and you want to check a box. The same thing goes for when your house comes off the market. We've had clients call us and say, or sellers call us and say, hey, I just parted ways with this agent. Either I terminated the agreement if I had a clause to terminate. Some do, some don't. They withdrew it or it expired. And I want to put it back on the market tomorrow. Sellers, your agent, especially at my company, we're the expert. Let us do our job. Let us give you guidance. The reason your home maybe didn't sell the first time, maybe it's because you. Let us come up with the right strategy to get the maximum exposure and understand that if you were a great marketer, you wouldn't have needed an agent and your home would have already sold. Let the great marketer do their job. So sometimes it's going to be things like, hey, we got to take a step back. We got to come up with a new strategy. We got to take new photos. We got to have it come off the market for a little while so that it can go back on the market and look like a fresh new listing. Or we're going to have a week of rain. So I really don't want to, Mr. Seller, I want to sell your house, but you understand that those photos are there forever. I don't want to take photos if it's raining every day and then have it look like gloom and doom when people in New York that are wanting to move here want to buy sunshine and rainbows. If you're going to hire an agent, especially after you hired the wrong one and your home failed to sell, maybe you didn't listen to the agent the first time, or maybe the agent was a bad one. The second time, learn your lesson. If you're parting with your agent, you can put your house back on the market, learn your lesson. You really don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. If you did, your home would have sold or you'd have hired a better agent. Listen to the expert, hire the pro. Don't hire the cheap guy again. Hire the best. And then listen to the advice they give you so they can put the right marketing strategy in place. Same thing goes with, open houses. This is a fun one. I love open houses, maybe a couple of them when a house first goes on the market, because I think it's a great opportunity for consumers in a neighborhood for people to come and look at a house, or for kind of an open opportunity for anyone that can go and look at it without any pressure sales tactics and just to kind of observe. The reality is that open houses don't sell homes. Your buyer is very unlikely to see your house at an open house. The open house, most of the time, is really more a marketing tactic for real estate agents to meet your neighbors, to pick up buyers, or to find another listing in your neighborhood. The likelihood of your home selling from an open house is very, very, very slim. It is a marketing tactic. Do we do it? Yes. Do we do them well? Yes. Do we want to do them? Yes. However, we have homeowners that come in and say, I want an open house every weekend. That's what a lockbox is for. It kind of is an open house every weekend. The agents really don't have to do much. They have to click a button. An appointment gets set. It can be opened up anytime. That's what a lockbox is. It's pretty much open house all the time. If you want to do an open house every weekend, I want to advise you on why that's a bad idea. Number one, you're setting your home up for an opportunity for assault, a scam, somebody to case your house, somebody pocket your stuff. If you're advertising open house every weekend, you're basically saying to every criminal out there, because the lockbox system provides some security access, a check and a balance to make sure who's coming and going. There's a realtor in between that person and the customer to pre-screen that person, to do a background check, to pre-qualify them. Doing an open house, you're basically saying, hey, criminals, come into my house every weekend. Please come and case my house every weekend and figure out where my cameras are, my security system. Please. Number one. Number two problem with doing an open house way too much, in addition to the security, you're saying, I'm desperate. Please lowball me. My home can't sell on its own, so I've got to schlep my agent out here every weekend to do an open house every weekend. And I'm basically saying, I'm desperate. Please lowball me. People naturally want things that other people want. Sometimes providing a little bit of resistance to access to something makes them want it even more. If they know there's an open house all day, every day, that doesn't exist, number one. And number two, you look desperate. It's not a good look. I promise you, the consumers are noticing. Your neighbors are noticing. The people driving around that neighborhood are noticing. Open houses every weekend aren't great. Open houses are very good early on in the marketing process to get some exposure for the house, to make sure everyone driving through that neighborhood knows it's for sale. Sometimes neighbors know another person that wants to live in the community. You really want to make sure that everybody in the neighborhood knows it's for sale. It's good for that. It's good for, that little resistance for the customer that maybe doesn't want to talk to an agent yet. It's good for that. It's good for that for the first couple weeks. After that, an open house isn't really relevant anymore because you've lost all of that. And it becomes more risky than anything. There's so many assaults, batteries, robberies. They come from open houses. So again, do we do them? Yes. Do we do them right? Yes. Do we want to do one every weekend because a home seller wants one, because a home seller doesn't want to listen to what will work to actually sell their home? No. So stop asking for open houses every weekend. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're actually not helping yourself. So if you want more real estate tips, follow us on all of our social media channels at The Duncan Duo, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Again, at The Duncan Duo. If you want to sell your home, get a home value estimate, instant cash offer, we do as well. Hit up DuncanDuo.com.